You are listening to your auntie's favorite DJ, DJ Tracy Tree.
What the pot? What the pot? What the pot? What the pot?
What's going on, y'all? It's DJ Tracy Treese, and welcome back to What the Pod, the podcast that recommends new shows for you to listen to. Today's Monday. Welcome back. I hope y'all had a great work day. It's pretty late on the East Coast. Just got done wrapping up my day here on the West Coast, and I thought I'd share some podcasts with you. I'm gonna open up today's show with some podcast news that I've got actually. First, I want to talk about something that popped up in one of my newsletters. For a podcast subscription service that I just read their newsletters for every single week. But I like this one specifically because it mixes like podcasts with digital media. So you kind of know what's going on the podcast tip, but you also like kind of know what's going on marketing wise, right? So the question says, when will digital video surpass TV in US viewing time? And the answer is 2024. So by 2024, people will be watching more digital video than they will be watching actual TV, which it surprises me that it's going to take that long, but it does surprise me that it's in 2 years. You know what I mean? So if you're a podcaster that's out there and you've been thinking about maybe quite possibly putting your podcast on YouTube or putting it in video form, the writing's on the wall at this point, right? We're getting stuff from marketing people who's not in the podcast industry that's already saying now that video online, digital video is the leading format. And I will say that like apps like HBO and like all these other streaming apps count for digital video, I believe. I think they're comparing this to traditional cable. So still, that matters, right? So just get your content on one of these apps and you should be okay moving into the future. All right. Moving on, a second piece of podcast news that I got today is that Buzzsprout announced Buzzsprout ads. And what does that mean for people who maybe don't know anything about podcasting or newer podcasters who use Anchor or something, right? Buzzsprout is an actual podcast hosting platform where you can upload your podcast and then it's distributed out to the world. So they're pretty big in the industry, one of the top 3. And they just announced this new feature where you can record a podcast promo, like a 40-second podcast promo saying, hey, listen to my podcast, check it out. It's awesome. You can record something like that and put that over someone else's podcast. So you're basically buying advertisements on someone else's podcast and it automatically matches it by like your category, what you got going on, like people who would also like that same kind of content. Now, for the podcaster who your ad is going over, they receive some money from that, and you can pay them. And I think it's like 5,000 downloads for $100. So that's not bad. It's kind of high. And to be honest, if you reach out to most podcasters, they'll do this for free. It's called a pod swap. But yeah, definitely check out Buzzsprout ads if you've got some extra money and you want to grow your audience. You want to buy some impressions. It's now possible. And it's self-service. So as soon as you upload it, it automatically goes live. That's pretty dope. So check out Buzzsprout. And just make sure you got your video, your podcast in video form. Now that Buzzsprout ad thing doesn't go over the video part, which is important. But if you're putting it on YouTube, you could get dynamic ads, which could also get you some money in that way. So both of these are monetized ways for any of the podcasters. All right, enough of that talk. The 3 podcasts that I'm checking out today is the first one is called Web3 with A16Z. This one popped up in a podcast newsletter, came directly to my inbox and let me know there was new podcast that I need to check out. The specific episode is called Blockchains, Crypto, and Web3. Now, what's happening is the internet is evolving, right? We've been doing web pages for a really long time, and now the internet is smart. It can make decisions. We can do algorithms. So that part is Web3. Web3 is you getting to know the internet and the internet getting to know you in another deeper way, right? Metaverses, all these things where we're interacting with the internet in deeper ways. Now, this podcast is supposed to give us basic concepts. So if you're new to any of these terms that I'm saying, blockchain, crypto, Web3, all these buzzwords, this will be a great podcast just for you to check out so it can explain the general themes of what's happening. So stay up on it, folks. That's the first podcast, Web3 with A16Z. Check that out. Now, the second podcast that I'm checking in with this Monday is Take Nothing When I Die. And the episode is entitled We're Living Ancestors. It's Pride Month, so I'm making sure that I highlight a LGBTQ and BIPOC podcast all month just off top, right? This one checks off both of those boxes. The past season is what I'm listening to right now. The new season hasn't come out yet, but it looks like it's a really good one. So anytime you see older podcasts that have, haven't been updated recently but have past seasons, always go back and listen to those old ones. It's not like a show where you're like, all right, maybe this is never coming back kind of thing. These seasons do come up. It takes people time to get these interviews booked and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you're checking out old past podcast seasons. Check out Take Nothing When I Die. That's podcast number 2. And the last one that I'm going to go over today is one that I'm checking out later this evening. It's called Disrupt Tech. It's another BIPOC creator, a woman, and the specific episode is called Top Apps for Stock, Crypto, and NFTs. And I picked this one because it pairs well with that first one that I talked about. So you're going to get some general themes of what those web things are. And then this one gives you actual apps that are on your phone that you can use and get to know that kind of technology better. So I kind of went tech heavy today, but it's Monday. So information, just, listen to it. None of these are over 30 minutes as well. I didn't give you any of them that were like 40 minutes or an hour because it's hard for me, especially on Mondays or earlier in the week, to sit down and go through so much content. So check these out with me. If you want to follow my Spotify playlist where you can find each and every episode that I'll be talking about, the link is in the description. And if you want more content like this and need more podcast suggestions, I suggest you follow me on TikTok at DJ Treacy Trees. That's DJ TRICEY. Man, I'm talking fast and it's the end of the day. You can also follow me on Instagram at that same handle. That's DJ Treacy Trees, DJ TRICEY. Thank you for listening to What the Pod. I'll be back here tomorrow with fresh 3 new podcasts for you to check out. If you fall behind, that's okay. Happens to the best of us. I'll see y'all on Tuesday.